Open, bloop, bloop.
Hope my potty mouth didn't just show up on the live stream. Oops.
Open.
Potty mouth.
Oh.
Hang on, let me see. I think I might have a picture. Let me see.
I will be
I
back
think-
in just a
I
second.
think we're here.
We are here.
We are here.
We're all here because we're not all there.
We're somewhere.
Facts.
Come on. How come I can't pop my chat out? There it goes. Nope. Is it? Nope. It is. We popped out. We geeking. We got it all pulled up. We're going to DIAG some trucks tonight. You guys got problems? Bring it. We got the crew. And we're going to talk 23s again. We're going to talk some stuff we got going on in the shop. The shorts we did. What up, Cliffy, Whiffy, Woo? Gatsby, what up? New York sucks. What up? Talk to you on the phone today. What up, everybody? Welcome. We were just going on the pregame show we were just going over a little DIAG. Not something very familiar with the power strokes. Thank goodness we don't have to worry about VCTs and timing chains and I like them, Don. Thank you. Yeah, we're talking about fuel trims and lean codes. We were talking about a Mustang here. We got a lean and a rich code, and just talking about O2 sensors and how that is all into play. And you know, we have something similar on our power strokes. We're all on all diesels rather than for 11 and up. Those NOx sensors, those bloody NOx sensors. DS wouldn't know anything about those anymore, would he?
It's a whole module, right? Are the 4 ones like a whole module? They've got like a little module.
The new ones.
Okay.
Yep. The Luma Duty 17 and up, just like Ray saying there, it's like module sensor assembly. The steel bodies, we actually could replace the sensor. And when it came out in the very beginning, Ford, when we were replacing those under warranty, they actually didn't want us to separate them. They wanted us to take the sensor and the module all out as an assembly and not disturb the connection. Remember that, Cody? Back when them things came out, they wanted us to not disconnect those NOx modules. I know it was this big thing when they first came out.
And now they just make them all one piece anyways.
Yeah, I think the new ones are all right, but the way they got the trim clips, they are real. They're a real bugger trying to get them off that real thin metal. If anybody knows what I'm talking about, if you looked at the NOx sensors on your Luma Duty, it's got a real tinny, thin metal shell on it, and they have some push pins that are real tough. And every time you go to pop it out, man, they just wind up bending and breaking, and those ones you don't usually have extra of in the toolbox. So what else we got going on? What problems you guys got going on with your truck? We have a huge workload. I'm going to do a little short tomorrow on it. I have a 13 King Rancher Duelist, big girl with some curb weight, and it's got a 250 thou on it, and we're going for a total repower, Brake Clean Mafia, and we're going to put a new complete assembly in it, turbo fuel system, EGR cooler, and some odds and ends, the hoses, belts, maybe AC compressor, the routine, some good coin. It's got to do it if you're going to be hot shotting, get that thing on the road. But one thing he does not have to worry about is that steering wheel. Sean, did you see that short I made with the steering wheel that was about to fall off, or the video I made?
Yeah, that was a little sus.
Yeah, I think so too. A lot of people were commenting on it, and sometimes we don't get full stories from customers, and we wind up having to. I'm sure Rainman can attest to this. You get the customer bring this thing in. Customer states, this noise while I'm driving. I don't know. It just started happening. Doesn't say anything else, and you have to be an investigator, and you find out, lo and behold, they didn't tell you they ran over a stop sign, and the stop sign's still wedged up underneath the belly pan. Come on.
Man, I had this true complaint. I had this electrician van once, and a customer stated that it made like a creaking noise going over bumps. Okay. And I'm like, "Okay, whatever, we'll figure this out." I hop in, go test drive the thing, and it's clanking and shattering and stuff's falling off the shelves, and there's wrenches hanging from the bulkhead behind the driver. Like this thing just sounded like a toolbox rolling down a mountain everywhere you went. And I'm going, how does this guy hear a noise and anything? Because all you heard was stuff moving around the back of the truck. And he was adamant that there was a noise that I unfortunately I never found it. I tried to tell them I kind of need you guys to take all the stuff out of the truck so I can listen to whatever you're talking about. I mean, I was checking out body mounts, the upfit mounts, suspension stuff, steering, everything, the doors on the exterior. I could not find anything that was out of line. The thing had like 1,000 miles on this van, and they continued to complain for months that there was an abnormal creaking or popping or banging sound.
It's
Sometimes.
the Coke bottle rolling around on the passenger floor.
I swear, I
Right.
just think they did that when they wanted to get a day off.
Ray,
That
do you
very
feel
well
like
could be.
customers are like telling you something to try to get over, like kind of like what Aaron's saying, kind of like how I don't know what happened to the steering wheel, or I don't know what. Maybe it's more so with the dealership.
Yeah, I've had a couple cars back in the day. They come in like front end's wrecked on it, and they're like, "Oh, I hit a curb." I'm like, "A curb?" And they're like,
Come on.
let's leave it here for a couple days. Don't worry about the body work. Just let's fix the I mean, axle's broken on the thing. I mean, you can tell they hit a curb probably about 70, 80 miles an hour. Like
Oh,
they
It's
hit
funny.
but they those kind, they sort of downplay it. Like, I mean, I don't really know. It just kind of made some noise, and that's what I found. I'm like, yeah, well,
so they're downplaying it.
It's
yeah,
funny you say curb. Back in 2016, I did oil change on this lady's Fiesta, and it was like her first oil change. And it left, and it comes back on a flatbed. I'm like, what in the world's going on? I put it up in the air, and it's nothing but oil. I was like, oh man, did I leave the drain plug out of it? What's going on? Pulled the felt down, drain plug still in it, but there's a hole in the oil pan.
Oh,
I said, what did you hit?
oh,
She said she hit a shoe in the middle of the road. A shoe.
a shoe?
No,
Yeah.
A
She's
steel
covered,
shoe?
she said it's covered under warranty, right? No, it's not.
no.
She gets her husband, and I'm raising the car, and he's looking. He's like, what the did you hit? She said, I hit a shoe. Come to find out, they had moved one of the street signs back
person.
about 6 feet. She hopped the median and hit this piece of the post that was still sticking up out of the ground. Put a hole through the oil pan. She said she hit a shoe.
Dude, I thought you were gonna say all that was left was a shoe.
No, I would have touched it then. I'd been calling the popo on that one. But her excuse was she hit a shoe. When she came clean, she hit a metal post.
What up, Brian Skinner? Thanks, buddy. We appreciate you.
I've definitely had that feeling toward dealers, like when you're going in there and I'm like telling something that may not be like 100% the truth. Just
Oh,
dealing
you
with,
know you're not gonna get the truth.
just dealing with warranty. Like the first job you ever did for me, Aaron, with that oil consumption. Remember the white
Oh, the
250?
valve cover. Yep.
Man, I was doing all kinds of stuff too, because I wasn't burning enough oil for Ford to do anything. So I'm trying to figure out how, because what do you guys think? Like I'm burning what? A
Yeah,
quart
but
of
we
oil
verified
every.
that though. Remember?
No, I
Ver-
wasn't within enough oil burning for Ford to do anything. But there was that TSB on the truck. So they wouldn't do nothing for me unless until I met you. They wouldn't do anything for me. And they're like, oh, you're just not burning enough oil. That's normal. And it's like, dang, and I'm okay. I guess I just need to burn a little bit more. I need to take like a half a quart out of this thing before I take it in there doing a consumption test. It never got to that point, but I was definitely getting to that point because that motor was just drinking oil.
What up, David? I like your little thumbnail. Got rainwater dripping off the connector behind the parking brake level 2011 Super Duty. I've heard about that before. Have I seen it? No.
Rainwater leaking inside of the vehicle.
Dripping where?
Off the parking brake lever.
So you reach down,
Sure.
and that's wet down there, sounds like you got a water leak.
Hmm.
You gotta check the clearance lights on top, the windshield. The windshield's a common place to have issues.
Do any of you guys on the council have any idea how long it will take to get my Super Duty trimmer if I ordered it last Friday but haven't gotten a copy of my Dora yet? Couldn't tell you, my friend. That's over our pay grade.
It's over my pay grade.
Well, my pay grade.
I don't know
Give
what
me
a
a
Dora
long
is. What's a
time.
Dora?
She's an explorer.
Dora the Explorer.
Well, I
No,
mean,
for real,
they're
like,
just building trucks that were ordered in August, so.
Did the shoe have a titanium leg in it? Oh, that's funny.
I was just gonna
No.
say, Cliff
There
just mentioned DS just did a video about leaks, so.
There was no
Yeah, he
shoe.
did. I mean, DS is customer pay now, so he's got to figure this stuff out.
You know what though?
They
I
call him the
kind of
urethane
messed.
boy. What?
Well, I kind of
what,
messed
what?
up though, because what I did is like, I didn't know. I didn't know if I would be customer pay or not. I kind of figured I would be, not being a bumper to bumper. But I called Ford and I was talking to like the customer service people. The lady was like, you know, what's your VIN? We'll check for recalls. And she really just didn't know much. And I was just like, well, if it's customer pay, I'll pay. And if it's under warranty, or if it's, you know, I'm not under bumper to bumper no more, but this is a kind of weird situation. And
Now
she
tell
was just
everybody
kind of
what
like,
what you got. You got a 19 with how many miles on it?
I don't know, 26, 27,000 miles.
Okay, okay.
But I'm 4 years in. I'm 4 years in. So I'm out of the bumper to bumper. But for anybody that deals with something like this type of water leak, if it ends up being the windshield, you guys will know, Cody will know. What a lot of people have been saying is, hey, there's a TSB on that. There's some recalls on that. Being that it is the windshield, they might fix that for you. Good chance that the dealer will be able to fix that for you.
Goodwill it.
But
Hey.
I didn't feel like going all the way to the dealer, trying to be like, hey, I'm trying to warranty this. I don't know if it will or won't, and all that. And by the way, we still don't know what the heck is going on with the truck. We don't know where it's leaking. So what I end up doing is taking down the rear seat. I covered up those rear vents where the air is supposed to exit the vehicle. I covered those with plastic, like a saran wrap type of a plastic. And I turned the HVAC on, not on recirc, but on the regular
Fresh air.
pressure. And that just pumps the cab up. You can hear it hissing out of all the seams and everything. You slam the door, got to slam it kind of hard because it don't want to shut. And then after that, I just put soapy water all over the truck. And like literally even doing all that, nothing. Like I literally got nothing. So I'm like, there's no way that this kind of water is in here. The truck's full of water. There's no leaks. I can find nothing. Only leaks I can find is like the doors.
You have
Like
some
the-
good
where
bubbles
the-
going though.
Yeah, the window where the window hits the door, but that's normal. Water flows through all vehicles' doors. So
Is
that's
there a
just a
body
normal
plug
spot.
right there in the door jam? You know what I'm talking about
There's
where the harness goes through the door and then right up above that, isn't there like a body plug right there?
there's a couple body plugs in that area. Some you can't see, and then some ones like where the harness is going through, right? And it like pulls through.
Mm-hmm. That's a big old
I
rubber
think-
grommet.
That's a big rubber grommet. I think the other one is behind that little vent. There's one
Okay.
that's behind that vent and it's kind of painted over.
Mhm.
That's a good point. I didn't really look there.
Justin's got a good question here. This is an oldie. 0460 codes. Camshaft position open. Crank position open. EGR circuit low. Glow plugs 1, 2, and 8 circuit ran on 4 cylinders and died on me. Do you guys know if you've had anything like this? The first thing that stands out to me is the harness that goes underneath the air cleaner there. And the glow plug codes, they could just be, they need glow plugs for that. The reason why it died was because of the cam and crank. I have had issues with the harness that goes down like, you know where your fuel bowl is, and those lines that go right down, the fuel lines that go right down in front of the head, you know, by the upper hose. There's a harness that goes down there, and that's the cam position sensor wiring. I've had to do an overlay from, I bought a connector and had to run a shielded twisted pair all the way up and over to the PCM, and had enough pin meat off of it, so I didn't have to go all the way to the connector, and did an overlay. So I'd be checking that. You could wiggle it while you're trying to crank it. You could watch your sync PIDs and your RPM PIDs. I don't know what kind of scan tool you're using. Gotta love them things.
What I ended
Oldie.
up doing is taking that trim off of the bottom of the windshield, and I sprayed around the bottom of the windshield there, and it was just a spot where from factory, the computer right in the middle, it just missed. Urethane was missing.
Dang. You just gooped it up in there. That was it.
Well, yeah, just filled it in with urethane. I cleaned it, dried it, and stuck
super
the. You said what?
Just use some super glue. It'll you just put it on
I
there.
could have did
Run
that.
down in, and fill the cracks.
DA31 be done.
There was two products. There was one that was silicone based, and it said windshield repair. I could have got that, but I just grabbed the full tube of this urethane stuff. It's kind of said whatever.
What do you guys recommend to prevent rodent damage to the truck's wiring harnesses? That's jeez.
Gotcha, cats.
I would a couple of things. So you can, if you don't mind the small mothballs, and I really don't want to smell them. I've had customers drill holes in a pop bottle, Gatorade bottle, and dump this full of balls and stuffed it in by the brake master cylinder or over here by the battery washer solvent bottle. But if you don't want to have the old granny smell,
Rat poison bags.
yeah, that.
They look like little
Uh,
burritos. You can put them in
Yep.
the same areas.
I've seen these things I put on a few Mustangs, peppermint on tampons. Wow. Haven't
Mm.
heard that one. There's these little devices that hook to the battery that emit like some high frequency and do like a little strobe light when it detects motion or whatnot. I don't know. You could try that. Hopefully I don't have that problem. Hey, do our Power Strokes have secondary air pumps? No, sir. Cats. Stock 2014 6.7 that has a Reman turbo. 40,000 miles ago, and has whined on cold starts ever since. Blows a tiny bit of black smoke on wide open throttle. Think the turbo's bad again? I have not had good luck with Reman turbos, brother. I myself have had to replace a 2011 a second time due to the same thing, and this was whining real bad. Not
Sound
like
like a-
vacuum cleaner noise,
I was getting ready to ask that.
but just yeah, it wasn't right. And I think an oil seal went too, because I think he said a bunch of oil was coming out from where the downpipe and the DPF meet, like the ball flange. What else we got going on here? 2011 6.7 has a P62A code. Engine randomly stalls when driving very slowly. I let up the accelerator. 62A, what's that? I can't think of it what the code is.
Another one here says 11250 building a lot of soot in the intake and throttle body. What do you think may be the cause?
Yeah, that's a toughie. We've gone over that before. Unfortunately, there's nothing you're really gonna do. Fuel pump not operating. Control circuit, huh? I can't say I've had that before on on a 6.7.
What about the CCV for a lot of soot? Somebody just mentioned that.
Well, that and the EGR, like when they meet right there in the intake manifold, it's kind of a trifecta. You got clean, cool, dense air coming in through the air filter, and then you got this lovely EGR and swirl of a nasty CCV mist coming in there, and they all do this dance, and just over time of thermocycling and collecting more and heating up and cooling down, it gets so sticky. I swear, when you take these intakes off and you touch it, if you touch it and then touch yourself or touch something else, it just smears everywhere.
Everywhere.
Like that black stuff is just awful.
And it's caked in
Awful.
there too.
Caked. You can try steam cleaning it. I mean, honestly, I wouldn't even do that. I would just chip out the loose parts that you can right now. I mean, it's really just gonna happen again. You could try running more of an additive so that, you know,
If
we
it's-
have,
If it's on the aluminum part, you can soak it in diesel and do the flamethrower like us Volkswagen people do.
what?
You soak it in diesel and put compressed air in a flame and burn it out.
Dang, I ain't heard that before.
It's good times.
Seen it on the internet.
It makes a cool little flame thing. So I guess
Really?
if you're a pyro, it's fun to do.
Who's a pyro? Soap and dryer sheets. You know, I have heard dryer sheets before. It's funny that they just mentioned that. Hey, Rod, I was talking to you on Facebook about my speed sensor and transmission uses on my 2020 F350. Trans was bath. Broke as maybe and got replaced. Speed sensors were still acting up. Wound up having to reset the ABS module. What? That's strange. EGR failure. Take that throttle plate out like that one guy did. I know A-Rod knows who I'm talking about. Yeah, I don't know about that, man. Now, if you had a 6.0, maybe, and only maybe, because I say maybe only this one time, because those throttle bodies are are obsolete. You can't get them. Nobody makes them. So, I mean, technically, you really don't need the throttle body because they got rid of the throttle body on the 05 version of the 6.0. So,
We
kind of
should
like,
talk. We should talk about what George just asked.
what do you ask?
PTT, are dealers charging customers for APIM updates?
Mm.
Your dealer tried with Mike, even though it went through OTA. Luckily,
Well, that's a good question. I don't know why. Why would the customer have to pay for that?
that's what I was trying to figure it out.
I mean, that would be essentially like a sync update, right?
Yeah,
There is a sync update operation in SLTS, correct?
I mean, I don't see if it's not getting pushed through with the OTA, then why should a customer have to be charged for something that's not happening?
Yeah, George, that's a good question. I guess when you present it to the order writer, the service advisor, the first person you make contact at the dealer, when you present it to him, it's like, you know, I want to come in and get that upgrade for my APIM so I can have full screen Apple CarPlay. They're going to probably go at it because you're requesting this, that it's going to be customer pay, because Ford's doesn't say, you know, there's not like a recall, there's no field service action, there's no bulletin saying, you know, hey, everybody, I don't have Apple CarPlay. I don't have an Apple hooked up to any of my vehicles, and I wouldn't need it. So some have it, some don't. I think some dealers probably are going to get away with charging the customer, but I think it would be in the customer's interest to speak up and say, you know, I think this would be covered under warranty. Isn't this like a sync update, which is kind of the same thing. I mean, the APIM, we're reprogramming it to sync update like we were doing. I mean, you'd still do that with FDRS, but
I don't know if
I
we're
mean-
talking about the same thing, but I had to do one today on an Explorer. But I had to make sure that the software version was number AY and above. But how are you supposed to tell if it's AY or above? You know, the last two numbers or letters. And if it's within that range, then you don't do anything to it. You know what I mean?
Hmm.
Because you can't
It's-
just go update them.
yeah, if it's just a later calibration, you do it.
But it has to fall within a certain software number. But it doesn't tell you, just say the number is 1, 2, 3, 4 AY,
Mhm.
just for an example. And the software number that's in there is 1, 2, 3, 4 AP, but it's asking for AY or higher. So is AY higher than AP? It doesn't tell you that.
Yeah, I see what you mean.
So we were all standing there like, do we
Like,
update
what do I
it or
do?
do we not?
And
Nobody
I mean,
knew.
it should go through over the air too, so. Maybe he's just not close enough to his house for the over the air update to work. I don't know.
Well, I mean, I guess Sync 4 it should.
Probably got to connect it to his internet.
Yeah. Yeah.
And it has to be running.
Maybe if we get a VIN and we can see if it's OTA's pending.
Yeah. What you wanna? Oh, I think he was. He said he worked at a BMW dealership.
So that's the VIN to see if we can see if the OTA is updating.
Think that 1467 turbo sound. Should I drive it? Failure. I did not. I send now. If it's going to be service partner warranty, I'd probably do it now before that thing lets loose and you wind up having to put a GD motor in it that you're probably going to have a hard time trying to find. If you're not going to do service part warranty, I'd recommend you check out Casey because Casey's got some badass turbos. I'd like one for my 20, but nobody seems to make one. Why is that? Why is that?
Because they're too
Sent.
new.
Oh, aha. Okay, I did see that. And for some reason, I associate him with Mazda. And I didn't even, it went right over my head. That's funny. There he is.
Hey, Eric's here.
What's
There
up?
he is.
What's going on, guys?
Yeah, I didn't even, it went right over my head. I said, I do cars. I'm like, oh, wow, I wonder why that guy's got check marks next to his name. Oh, yeah.
Just whatever. And then
That's
Cliff tells
funny.
me no. Cliff's just like no.
That's Cliff.
Cliffy,
Don't listen to
Cliffy.
Cliff. He's dangerous. Yeah.
Cliff has got his nose up some Jeep butt.
Some Jeep butt.
He's a Jeep,
He has a
a
nice
Jeeper.
It's a very nice Jeep and it looks really good in a parking lot.
Don't they all?
oh, he's mad now. Here we go, watch it.
Hey, we got a VIN.
He was giving me crap about a Jeep the other day because I posted that short on the 2022 Bronco. And Cody was comment. Hey, Cody texted me. He was like, "It's Cliff's Jeep." Where's the VIN?
Right there.
Wrong keyboard.
Wrong one.
Working on two computers here on two different
Yeah.
things.
I'm the Mazda guy. I like my Mazda. I had
What's
a
wrong with
Mazda transmission in my F-150.
Yeah, those are great. They
It was
never have
good.
issues.
It was a good little 5-speed, man.
Yeah.
It was
My
bad mamma jamma.
my dad's a retired Mazda master tech, so those are the cars I learned how to wrench.
Oh, that's cool. That's cool. That's cool.
Yeah, I guess I know a whole lot of useless stuff about cars nobody owns anymore.
It's not a parking lot Jeep. Okay.
Yes, it is.
He parked
Okay.
in my yard once and it was not on the pavement. Does that count?
What up, Dave P? I'm a Chrysler tech. We have a team that upsells lift kits, wheels and tires. The amount of pavement princesses they put out is ridiculous. That's a good idea, or not a good idea, but a good question, something to talk about when customers buy their vehicles and they, come to the dealer. I sometimes think that the customers either don't know or don't realize that sometimes the dealer doesn't put this stuff on and they sublet it out to get a lift kit put on or get a uh, a rhino line or some specific kind of bed line, or say this guy wants a cap. It's I wonder if people will get mad about that because they think that we really do it at the deal. Like, it should have came from Ford like that. I don't know.
Hey, Cody, are you in
Observations.
PTS?
Yes.
Did you put
I
that
am
VIN number in?
now.
Huh?
Did you put his VIN number in?
Yeah, it said campaign failed for the gateway module.
Yeah. Did you see all the U3003s for battery voltage?
I did not.
Yeah.
I didn't even look at connected vehicle. I just looked at latest OTA update canceled by Ford. That's what it says in latest status.
Uh-oh. I found 5 pieces of little metal shavings on my 1267 pressure valve. Installing an SNS DPK kit. Is it too late to save my fuel injectors and lines?
Canceled by Ford December 5th,
Well,
2022.
if it was running before you did this, I mean, like, what do you talk about? Specks or like little chunks? Little tiny, tiny itty bitty shavings? I mean, ah. He's like, hold on, this is my left. Wait, this, hold on.
I didn't know what's going on. I was like, wait a minute.
That was funny. Um, it's still running. Then I'd say you're good, man. I mean, it's kind of hard to tell, really. If it's running, if there was metal in there, it wouldn't be running. So it could have been just yeah, I don't know. It's kind of hard to hard to tell at this point. This, let me see if there's a date on this. 2011. So this probably would have been, oh wow, there's even a part number on it. Oh wow. Engineering number. This is 2011, and I believe they probably had this to 12, maybe 13, and then they stopped doing this. I think this is something they need to implement back into owner's manual. Now that you can get them on the infotainment, I think some people probably still want something tangible, something they can touch. But this is something that you get with your Super Duty manual. This is addition to your Super Duty manual. And this is called the Owner's Guide Supplement. And it's something specifically tailored to your Power Stroke and first point of contact. If you're a first time Power Stroke owner, this is 100 pages. And it goes through instrument cluster, driving, roadside emergencies, cleaning, maintenance and specifications, scheduled maintenance guide, and then the index We were talking about some of the stuff last week with 23s, and a lot of the stuff for the most part is carried over, but the emission stuff is going to change. And I think this is something they really need to have back in the vehicle, because a lot of questions that we get asked here on the channel and talking email about maintenance and, you know, when do I use my block heater? I think they need to put this back in the truck. Why they got rid of it, I'm not too sure.
I mean, it makes it easier because you can literally search it in the truck.
I would much rather, everybody knows how to go up and down the window. Everybody can figure out how to connect their phone. It's no big deal. Being this is so small, I think this is something that an owner would want to read. Oh, wow. This is just for my engine? Oh, I would read this.
Return.
Coolant additives.
On those ambulances I was doing, they had owner's manuals in them.
Did
Nobody
they?
ever read them. Yeah, I did a video on it. Nobody ever read them.
You know what bugs me is when I get trucks, or I'll come in, a truck will come in and I'll have to look for the wheel lock. Here we go, search and rescue.
I love it when they leave it in the cup holder.
Go to the
God.
glove box where there's no gloves, and the owner's manual and everything is still wrapped in plastic.
Mhm.
WTF, man? That's part of the PDI process.
You got a manual in there, but you don't have the wheel lock key.
Okay, I'm still on it. I have a note I look at quite often, but I have the gentleman's name still starred here. I'm gonna get with him. Just, it's been so crazy. We're gonna create a PTT. Where is it? Oh, I'm at my phone. PTT maintenance log. It's gonna kind of look something similar, but not like this, where you guys can document everything according to my maintenance chart that we had on the whiteboard, which we're going to redo because I think that needs to be revamped now that we got some new stuff on these trucks now. And you know, something you can have in the truck. You know, people like writing stuff down, or you know, a lot of people like doing spreadsheets. You know, that's fine too. But I'm old fashioned. I like actually writing it down. Same thing I do with my maintenance, and every time I fill up, flush every 45,000 miles. We should go over that. Have you had to do has anybody ever had to do the workshop manual procedure for actually flushing the cooling system out on a 6.7? It's quite entailed. I don't know if Cody's ever had to do it before, but it's a PETA.
It's a pain. I've done it when 6.4s drank all their oil. I don't think I've done it on the 6.7 though.
Are there any
What's it?
upgrades made
Why is
on the
it-
23s?
Okay.
Yeah,
Like
fuel
how-
pumps stayed the same. I think the only depending on what your build date of your 22 is, I think that CCV box that CP and I were talking about, that's going to be a different, something different. How is this the second? This is the second one today. Hey, A-Rod, need help with my HSM 11 through 16 lower fuel filter primed and ran, then reduced power popped, assumed an air leak of some kind, pulled everything apart. Filled cat filter again. Now, hold on. DS,
Yeah,
you listening to this guy?
I'm listening, but let me see what it.
Read what Dave P's writing. Whiten.
Whiten.
All right, I see Dave P where he said he's got no idea where it's coming from.
Mm-hmm. Read what he's doing.
Is there a good way to find it? I know spraying soapy water isn't the cure. What I gotta go up. What did he say before?
He says he's got an 11 through 16, just like Mr. Dave's.
right? And he said it ran and then it had a reduced power.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm thinking?
Are you sure you pounded that black thing in all the way?
I'm not even going there though. I'm thinking, why
Cat
would it
filter.
run at all? You know, that little, I mean, that thing, it could be partially inserted
Yeah, it could be.
because that picture is really hard to see on the instruction manual when you have to take that dowel and knock that thing in there. It's worth taking that down again and making sure that it's in there. Could be in the wrong hole.
Not gonna say it.
DS and his deep throat sockets.
It only takes one.
when you look up in there, there's a bunch of holes, and they want you to put this little thing into this hole, and
It's almost like a Lego.
Yeah,
Like a Lego.
yeah, that's a better word. It's like a Lego, but it's a little black thing. For real, it's seriously a little black thing, and you gotta go upside down. You gotta tap it. How far to tap it, I think, may throw some people off. Because we had to play with that one time. What do we have to do? We had to push it in more or what?
We had to pound it in farther. Yeah. They gave you that
But-
metal drift, but we thought
But
it was in.
the truck was not priming.
Well, no, because that little thing wasn't bottomed out all the way, so it was sucking air like around the housing thing or something. Because remember, we took the filter down, the cat filter wasn't even full. So we put the thing back up, then we took the aluminum cup back down.
I thought he said it was able to run. And it just had to reduce power. Because there were some times where we had issues with rubber O-rings and rubber seals where, yeah, the truck would run, but then all of a sudden it stalls out later or have reduced power later. And if there's any type of leak that might not be present if you pressurize the system, maybe you won't have a leak, but then it runs and then it has some kind of a vacuum leak in the fuel system.
I mean, that's essentially what it would be doing, because you're not drawing anything from the tank. It's like you got a hole in the straw.
Yeah.
Look at DS thinking.
Well, there's so many different fittings and connections going on now that you put the kit on there. And if there's any issues with anything, then it might run and not have, and then have reduced power later. But I'm kind of more thinking about the later model one that we did where, because they don't give you the new O-ring for but that was the other model. This one's the spin-on one.
Mm-hmm.
But what he's describing is what happened when they didn't supply the new O-ring and we inadvertently reused that O-ring. And I don't even think you can buy that O-ring, can you? By itself.
Not by itself, no.
So we reused that O-ring. Normally, no problems. There was no leaks. There was nothing. But that thing was able to suck enough air. Not leaking pressure out, but able to suck air through that O-ring. Different type of fuel filter, but same type of system.
That or AMSOIL. Run them both. We run them both. Price. Oh, no problem. Just met up with the one of the 100K winners. Dropped off the vault. Where do you go? I was looking for this one guy, Brendan. Brendan says I've been without my truck for almost a year. All in caps. I feel like Ford customer service is feeding me the same BS line. What can I do to light a fire under their ass? What's wrong with it, dude?
Yeah, it's like
If you're still listening, um, give us some more info. Whoa, you guys are crazy. I do cars, favorite engine breakdown. F-250 tremor steering wheel does not return to center when any of the steering input is giving. Any steering input must be corrected. Manual wheel stays in the direction it's turned. No adaptive. What?
you see on the Tremors, they have trail control and turn assist, like the Broncos.
I think
Only
I
on the
was reading about that.
it's in the new training.
Is that where the truck's holding the brake caliper in the rear or something?
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
That's kind of cool.
I run Mobile 1 and Wix filters. Someone fight me. I sell Wix filters. I don't have Mobile 1.
We don't say that name on here.
I've been working Ford customer service and they are not good. The engine ran away while driving and this close to ordering a destroyed. What?
Ruh-roh.
No kidding. My freaking contacts are drying out so bad right now.
Ooh.
The Rotella gang.
Oh, oil again?
I've been waiting a year too. That's crazy. You guys got like all engine problems?
If you're waiting for 11 to 19 engine, good luck.
Goodness. Well, I can say the same thing for fuel system kits because you're not going to be getting them things. I just had the one I did. We had to get everything separate.
I'm still waiting on an intake for a 6.2.
I'm looking. Seems like everybody else needs one too.
Yeah,
Yes,
but
they
I'm more
do.
important.
Costco oil.
Oh yeah, Kirkland for the win.
Kirkland Signature, not only do they make ham, but they can make your socks, your undies, your tires, your oils, your contact solutions. Kirkland Signature. DS is X-rated. Shapes and colors. I didn't see those comments. That's funny. OTB Cliff. That's inappropriate. OTB Cliff. DS has got some keywords. Yes, he does. Yes, he does. Yep, we all hope Rich is having fun.
Yeah, where is he?
He's in
Again,
Disneyland.
Yeah.
He's
Oh,
in Flow Rider.
What are your thoughts on a 2020 Platinum 17 thou? It's at the dealer about to get its 4th turbo installed. Diagnosis is a bad actuator, but the others were the same diagnosis. Well, the actuator is now serviced separately, so I don't know why they're putting another turbo on it. What? That's crazy. I've only had to do one 2020 turbo, and I made a video about it, talking about it, because it was different. It's the first one I did. I took it apart, and you guys were able to see the vanes, the unison ring. This is like a little cartridge. You can actually remove it from the turbo exhaust side. So it was kind of interesting. But no, that's the only one I've had to do, and it was interesting because I just did a turbo on an ambulance and it says remove the downpipe. In order to remove the downpipe, you got to remove the trans lines. Doesn't say anything about removing anything else about the exhaust. It just says remove the downpipe. So when I go to do a 2020, I'm like thinking, all right, probably gonna have to remove the downpipe, no problem. It says remove the DPF from the vehicle, but doesn't say to remove the downpipe.
I didn't do that.
What the what? Yeah, these
Hey. Isn't Ford warranty going to be a little upset if that truck's on its 4th turbo?
Not really. Ford's had turbo problems.
Really, they're not
Otherwise-
going to really. They wouldn't notice that and kind of look into it a little bit better. Deeper?
well, either we got a part problem, or we have somebody not diagnosing something correctly. I mean, if we had an exhaust back pressure code or something that would make the turbo not work, you would
Mhm.
think you'd have a code for that particular sensor or something, not correlating with EVP and MAP and Barrow. So either we had a code for something, some VGT, some learned max exceeded, then maybe I could see a turbo. But 4 of them, that's kind of excessive.
That's a lot.
It is. I'd be curious to see what code the 6.7 turbos are bad out of the box, especially remans. Yeah, especially remans.
You could go through 10 of those before you get a good one.
But the Ford ones, I mean, I haven't really had any problems with the Ford turbos.
Yeah, you buy the Ford new turbos and they work fine.
What?
So to put this engine thing in perspective, there are 2,337 on back order.
Oof. 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 That's a lot.
That's for the 6006B.
Gummed up oil line on that turbo. Mm. Mm. Could be. Wife unit, no.
Insert your mom joke here. Like, what possesses? Like, why would you even think that?
Trying to get a reaction out of you.
I mean,
That's it.
Yeah.
Just to see what happens.
I know it's. I mean, you get those sometimes, but then it's like, wow, poof! I'm just gonna show up with like the most over here thing I can come up with and see how that works out.
Sometimes you wonder, no wonder Ford lost 2 billion. Well, that's not good. Because CP knows things. I have a Wagoneer in for the 5th time with radio issues, and FCA keeps telling me to replace the battery.
My sister-in-law works at Jeep. They've had this issue. Are they resetting the battery monitoring system?
Aren't those brand new? How could it need a battery already?
That's what I'm saying. Are they resetting the battery system? Because Ford was having that same issue where they sit for a
Yep.
while, get a bunch of low voltage codes, and nothing wants to work.
Can't just replace the battery and tighten the terminals and stick the key in and drive.
Nope, you got to reset it.
I'm excited to get the AGMs for my truck. Still waiting on part pricing. But we got part numbers. We're going to be making a video about it.
The upper oil
Um,
pan leak I showed you, A-Rod.
Yeah, that was gnarly.
Yeah,
You
it
guys
was.
checked out Bearded Ford Tech's shorts, and check. Yeah, this was gnarly.
Front to back,
That was
side to
that was
side.
gnarly. That's gnarly. It kind of reminded me of the one I got today. The upper oil pan's leaking, oil filter housing adapters leaking, both valve covers areas like it must be injector seals are leaking, just oil everywhere.
I was helping the guy pull the transmission out of it. He'd been over there for quite some time, right? I was busy too, but he was wearing a white hat and it was black by the end of the day. It's just
Seems
bad.
like a poor choice of a color hat.
Yeah, you don't wear that color in the shop.
No, no, no. Unless you're a service rider.
Yeah.
We
Is it,
gotta get that boom truck in there, Gene. Six seven coolant is coming out of the exhaust. What do you think about it? I think that's not good.
It needs a new exhaust.
Yeah. AutoZone's gonna tell you you need new exhaust. If it's coming out of exhaust, it's coming out of turbo. If it's coming out of turbo, that means it's coming. So that's not good.
Mhm.
I don't know if
Mine was
I'd waste
leaking.
my time with that, brother.
What year is it?
It's just a 6.7.
Oh. I mean, it might be worth putting a turbo in it.
I was going downhill at 50 miles per hour and heard the turbo spool up and the RPMs climb like a bat out of hell. It went from 50 to 80 and red mine and exploded.
Wow.
Probably.
Whoa. It needs a muffler bearing? Yeah, that the guy who sold me my IDS told me Ford's having trouble with cataloging current module calibrations and new replacement modules due to Ford using third parties making modules. Is that true? I've never heard that. The IDS cataloging current module caliber. I don't know.
I have no idea. I haven't heard that
Yeah.
either.
I don't have no clue. I know we had a problem with doing the BCM update and the APIM update, but I think they've corrected that by now.
Look at that, Dave, just putting it out there.
How do you reset the battery system? Turn it to the on position, flash the high beams 5 times, step
There
on
you
the brake
go,
3
baby.
times.
Hmm.
Yeah, I got an issue with my 19 after all this water got in there. The radio is not working. And when you press the radio button, it just, you hit audio, it just like won't read, it won't register.
So
It's
that's
like
an
nothing's
input
happening.
problem.
And then the volume, no volume or no nothing. It'll connect to a phone, but
Can you
no
control it
audio
with a
will-
computer?
What was that?
Can you control it with an IDS or FDRS?
Maybe. I don't have an IDS.
You got forescan, don't you?
I do have a forescan.
See if you can
dongle.
control it with that. And if you can, then you have an input problem.
Okay. I haven't been on forescan in like a year. I don't know. I'm kind of thinking maybe something happened to my amp.
Ooh.
Where's the
That's what
amp
I'm thinking.
located?
I think it's on the floor.
Well, that's
between
bad.
the two. What was that?
Is it under the seat or something?
Yeah, on the back wall.
I think
Like,
the sub's back there, but I think where's the amp?
well, if you got
I don't
the
ha-
B&O, the amps on the
Oh, I don't
back
have
wall.
I don't have Bang & Olufsen.
So you got water in your truck?
Yeah, the truck got flooded.
Uh,
Oh, Daddy's calling you out.
Daddy, who?
Daddy Diesel, man. DS,
How
you did
so?
drill more holes, did you?
Ooh.
Burn.
No, I didn't.
Burn. DS, you got water corrosion.
I don't know. Maybe.
The amp
Yeah,
is next
put
to
an
the
amp
sub.
set.
I never got this kind of water in there before though. This truck was filled with water.
If you guys are noticing who we have in the comments here, we have the Zoodad. If you guys go to Google and are always, if you guys look up for the forescan spreadsheets, this is this gentleman here is a big contributor to how we get all of those codes and a lot of the inner workings of that. He's updated. So when you guys have us do forescan stuff, we're always looking at his info.
Yeah, I didn't know I could use Forescan to look into this issue.
Yeah, because you'll be able to talk to the truck, so you'll be able to do what Bearded Vortex was just telling you.
I hope someone makes a forescan spreadsheet for the Mavericks.
I wish Forescan did a network test. I think that would be pretty huge. That and power balance. They need power balance and a network test. And then I think we'd be A-OK. Yes,
I
he
would like
is
to
a
have
legend.
I would like to have like IDS or like at least that manual, the Oasis PTS manual.
Yeah. Motorcraftservice.com.
They have like a
20
daily rate.
$2,300 for a year.
It's
All yours.
$2,300.
I believe so.
That's
No, if
just
you-
nuts.
No, I did it when I worked on ambulances. You go to motorcraft, whatever it is.com and sign up for an account. It's free. But IDS is like $1,500.
Oh yeah.
Oh, so you can get the manuals and stuff for free?
Yeah.
Okay. Like for example, if I want to figure out, I can't figure out where the amp is. I mean, I can look around, but it's not on the back wall.
Yours is a 19, right?
Yeah, I'm thinking if I can get on that Motorcraft thing, maybe I could look and figure out where it's at.
I'm looking at it
The
right
workshop manual is definitely not free.
now. No, that's not.
Oh,
That's what
okay.
he's talking about.
Oh, okay.
No, that's not. You have to pay for that.
IDS
Yours is-
hurt me today. I paid for the
yours is-
subscription.
650,
250?
250.
Yeah, XL. Let's just go out and show you what it's doing if it's not raining.
So for a year, for the 94 to current, it's $26.99.95.
$26?
$2,600.
Oh,
Oh, Rock Auto can get these things now?
For 72
Oh,
hours
wow.
is 21 bucks.
okay.
For
I can maybe
30
do
days
72.
is 324.
I think well,
Oh wow, look, there's the battery right there. Son of a bean.
so here it is. I got the
I don't
carpet
know.
still pulled up.
I don't know if
100%.
it's the exact one because the other one's an alpha. But I just searched that part number. If you search the alpha, it doesn't
Yeah,
come
yeah.
up.
All right, I'll show you what it's doing.
But I'm gonna assume it's probably about that price.
All right, so you see audio. Look how weird that is. All these work. It's like, nah, bro. Oh, I should have said, I should have clicked allow.
I think you should just punch it.
You see Drew's question
No.
about the 23 CCB box.
So I'm going to be fitting a 23, but on my, I was reading, what is that collar thing? Oh. Okay, so no, well, this is the thing. Depending on what calibration your computer is at, is going to dictate whether or not your check engine light is going to be on after that. If you unplug it and do a bunch of key cycles and then go start it up and your check engine light's on, then you're not going to be able to do that, or you're going to have to go get your computer updated, which you're probably going to have to pay for. And it will put a new calibration in it that no longer looks at that sensor. So it's shut off in the computer. So then you'll be able to do that 23 CCV. Good question. I'd hate for you to gone through that and then been like, oh.
So it
Just
looks
remember-
like, oh, go ahead.
Remember, if you're lightweight, you can't do it. You'll have to talk to a tuner then to
So
turn
the
it
way-
off.
I think the way this works is called a DSP. DS. Audio signals are sent from the ACM and APIM to the audio DSP module. The audio DSP module processes the audio signals and sends them to the speakers. The DSP module determines the correct audio environment based on audio signal and network messages it receives from other audio system modules. These include information such as fade, balance, speed, compensation, volume settings. Go look at that.
Seems like it seems like a module is just offline somewhere.
I was just looking at the module chart.
Son of a bean. Beard knows things.
Many things.
Get
Who's
out of
he-
this thing.
Tide Pods. Gross.
Yours is a super crew?
Yeah.
Okay. Pull the backrest, release strap, and release the latch from the striker. Lower the backrest.
Oh, okay. Well, I guess we'll do that real quick.
Remove the push pin and the wire shield. Disconnect the electrical connectors. Install. And then it says, if installing a new module, it is necessary to upload the module configuration information.
So that would be the passenger side, rear,
Driver side, looks like.
driver side, rear.
Mm-hmm.
Oh. All right, I see.
Oh, that's good branding. The beard of knowledge.
The beard of knowledge.
Consult your beard of knowledge when you're
That's
diagnosing
the
things.
one with
Let's see what the beard says today.
The
Should just put a
beard
printer
of
back here.
knowledge.
Put a little printer back here. Just
The beard of knowledge.
Well, I think we might end it here. We are, have you guys checked your door lubricant fluid? No, but you know what? That's a good way to end it. Everybody, go check your door lubricant fluid.
Okay, what are fuel
And-
prices? Fuel price check-in, right? quick.
Fuel price check-ins. Let's check them in. I think I
Yep.
had 469. I just filled up a couple of days ago for $110.
I know gas is 289 here.
I want one of those Arctic F-150s.
I want Area 51.
Just heard initially googly eyes.
Hmm.
422. 459.
Build up Saturday, it was
310.
486.
Dang. 450.
589.
489 north of Pittsburgh. Y'all got some whack tax out there. Can't afford diesel truck here. 389 Texas. 339. Oh, okay, it's gas.
585. Man.
Arm and a leg here in Ohio. 465 in Utah.
Where?
Yeah, I don't see it back here. Must be small.
441 BFT. Where are you? 435, 420, 419. Dang. Dang.
Did you pull the passenger seat
389. Dang.
or
You
dri-
said
driver
I just
side
got 'em.
back?
I got both driver side and passenger side back seat laid flat.
I can't see you. All I see is a truck.
Oh, let me turn on the camera.
All right, fellas.
Um,
We'll catch you next time. We're gonna let DS get into another one of his dirty. We'll just leave it there. I appreciate you guys watching. Make sure to check us out tomorrow. I'm not tomorrow. Friday. It's for all you Super Duty guys. And if you guys are rotten out, and I mean rotten out, you're gonna want to check this video out because you're gonna need to do this. Trust me. All right, guys. We'll see.